What's up, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and I'm officially done with Telltale Games. So, today they announced that episode 2 of Tales from the Borderlands is finally going to be released. Now, it's been nearly 4 months since the Tales from the Borderlands episode 1 was released, and it's pretty much just gone dark since then. There's been no info. They refuse to talk about it, and they don't say anything. Now, the reason I think, actually, first off, I'll just clarify something up real quick. Telltale Games, they make games, episodic games, that are generally based on established IPs. They have games such as Jurassic Park. I don't think that one's episodic though. They have Back to the Future, which, if I remember right, is episodic. They have The Walking Dead season 1 and 2. They also have The Wolf Among Us. More recently, they have Game of Thrones, Tales from the Borderlands, of course, and they've announced that they have Minecraft Story Mode, which is the name of it, upcoming soon, and they've announced that they're going to make some sort of super show, that's the official name for it, kind of product. They haven't mentioned specifically if it's a exact game or TV show or whatever, in companion with Lionshead, the Lionshead studio that make all films and stuff. So why does this annoy me, and why am I done with Telltale Games? Because back when their first more recent game released, The Walking Dead season 1, a couple of years ago, there was a noticeable gap between the episodes. There was a 2 or 3 month gap between every one, and this was the only game they were working on at the time. So it was just the one game, and they acknowledged that the wait was too bad, because after they finished the first one, they said, "Oh well, we won't make this mistake again. We promise that every upcoming game we have from now on will have a decent amount of." It'll be fairly frequent updates. They'd be looking that they were trying to do every month rather than every 2 to 3 months with extra delays on top. So I was extremely skeptical. I told everyone I know that I didn't believe shit, and I didn't believe it. And I was expecting them to pretty much just break their word. Now, as expected, The Walking Dead Season 2 came out, and you had extended breaks of 2 to 3 months, like they promised they wouldn't. I didn't keep up with The Wolf Among Us at the time, because it didn't really look interesting to me at all. But a friend of mine who did get it while it was coming out, he said that was painful to wait for, because the waits between the episodes and the information between everyone, or that Telltale released to everyone, was crap. So he said that was pretty bad. Now, I have played The Wolf Among Us since. I got it in a Steam sale, I think it was last summer, for like €7 or something. It actually turned out to be a really good game. So I'm happy that I didn't have to go through the whole waiting thing for that. But so that's the, straight off, there was The Walking Dead Season 1. Okay, that's slightly forgivable because it's their first real foray into games at all in the last few years, and they were getting up to scratch and all that. But when they specifically promised it for some other games, like Walking Dead Season 2 and The Wolf Among Us, that was an issue. Now, here's where it gets worse. You have Tales from the Borderlands, which was announced first. Well, it was announced after The Walking Dead Season 2 and The Wolf Among Us and all. But before it was announced that there would be a Game of Thrones game. Game of Thrones episodic game by Telltale Studios. Too many Tales words in here. Getting tongue-tied. That those two T's didn't help. Jesus Christ, I'm going crazy. Okay, so episode 1 of Tales from the Borderlands released before episode 1 of Game of Thrones. Now, it released towards the end of November. Tales from the Borderlands episode 1, that is. And since then, there's been 2 episodes of Game of Thrones released since then. So, here we are in March. So let me see, that's we're at the end of November, end of December, end of January, end of February, and so we'll call it 3.5 months because mid-March. Now, they've said it's going to come out sometime this month, so, that could be any time this month. I mean, companies like this, it wouldn't surprise me if they left it to the end of the month, but we'll call it 3.5 months. So, in 3.5 months, not only did they release 2 other episodes of a game that was released after Tales from the Borderlands, they also had literally no contact, and they just completely went dark on the entire thing for Tales from the Borderlands. There was no community interaction whatsoever. They never showed anything off, they never teased anything up until today, and that was really annoying. And what I think the reason behind all this was that they've pretty much got in over their heads. They've bit off more than they can chew, because since the release of Tales from the Borderlands, not only have they released those 2 episodes of Games of Thrones I mentioned, they've also announced a new IP, well, not a new IP, but a new episodic game series, Minecraft Story Mode, that was announced and detailed after the Tales from the Borderland issue. So there's some other stuff, and then during this whole break again, where we still hadn't seen, or at the time we hadn't seen, Tales from the Borderlands episode 2 or anything about it, they announced another joint project. The joint project with Lionshead Studios to do that kind of super show thing, which is still, like I said a minute ago, there's sketchy details. It's going to be a new IP, but no one's sure on what it's going to be, or how it's going to be distributed, or how if it's even a game. That's who knows. So, because of all that, how Telltale has decided to chase the almighty, well, I suppose the saying is the almighty dollar, but we'll go with the almighty euro, as weird as that sounds. They're chasing that, and they're getting in over their heads. It's clearly showing it, because their work is suffering. Now, I don't know about the quality of the work. I haven't played Game of Thrones. I'm not going to be playing Game of Thrones. I'm not going to be playing Minecraft. I doubt I'll even watch and or play whatever this new super show is. I do own the season pass for Tales from the Borderlands, so I'm going to download all them when they come out, play them, and then I'm done with Telltale. Telltale, if you keep treating your customers and your gamers like this, there's only one thing I can say to you: gamers will remember that. So let me know in the comment section below your whole detail on your whole outlook on Telltale Games, their business models, their plans, the way they've handled it all. Let me know all that down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, especially if you agree, because we need to stop encouraging this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video in my channel.